Nunaviller. Batenhorst. Point, Nebraska.
Great high swing. Good contact by Batenhorst. Let's go deep cross court to get this thing within one. Ani Evans back to serve here.
She has been so clutch for the Ducks. Morgan Lewis, set point, Oregon.
You become so focused on certain hitters in an offense. Morgan Lewis has been allowed to go off this afternoon on that right side pin.
10 kills for Lewis. She had 11 kills at Washington this season, and she has come through. Oregon went to her early, and she has consistently delivered throughout this match.
What did Matt Ulmer tell us at intermission? Obviously, at that point, Mimi Collier had been excellent. She was clearly carrying a bulk of the load at that point from a production standpoint. He said somebody else, or multiple, it could be a party for all that matter, somebody else has to step up and help her a little bit so it doesn't get too heavy of a load. And we've seen that from Morgan Lewis in sets 3 and 4.
And you see when the team numbers, look what Oregon is hitting this set. They're hitting 500 against Nebraska here in this set.
It's pretty good.
That's very good.
That's pretty good considering
Who you're
Nebraska is number 1 in the nation in opponent hit percentage.
So the timeout called by Nebraska. There you see the numbers. We talked about at the very top, the tail of the tape. Nebraska number 1 in opponent hitting percentage, 6th in Division I in blocks percent. Oregon number 4 in attack percentage. They were number 1 in the Pac-12. Something's got to give. And right now, Oregon 1 point away from forcing a 5th set. Set point for the Ducks. Georgia Murphy at the service line. Can Nebraska fight back and fight off this set point? Signal to serve is given, and Murphy is ready. Set point Ducks. Off the block, point Nebraska. They fight off 1 set point.
Great swing by Whitney Lonstein there. Challenges the block, tools the block, uses those hands in front of her to her advantage. Clutch kill. Had to have it kill.
Set point number 2. Batenhorst to serve for Nebraska. Pukas sets it back for Lewis. Collier. Lonstein! We're tied at 24.
She just got the kill on the outside pin. Great set by Becca Alec, by the way. And they are fired up, rightfully so.
A reminder, you need to win by 2. So we play on here in set 4. Off hands, Nebraska. Chance to add to their run. Pukas looks for Collier. In the middle, Alec. Nunaviller floats in. Rodriguez ready for it. Kubik. Collier, no! Match point, Nebraska. Timeout, Ducks.
It was 24-22 in Oregon's favor, and you felt all the momentum on that side of the net. And just like that, in a blink of an eye, Nebraska's holding the momentum in the cards right now.
Nebraska fought off 2 Oregon set points And now, thanks to this 3-0 run, they have their first match point of 25-24. Oregon taking their final timeout. And you can see this has been a tight set throughout. There was a key run. That 4-0 run by Nebraska put them on top 16-13 because it was just a 1-point set back and forth, it seemed, throughout. Oregon answered with that 5-0 run. You just referenced it. They were up 22-20. They had all the momentum on that 5-0 run, but Nebraska fought off those set points, and here they are, 1 point away from the match.
But it's not surprising, right? I mean, at this stage of the NCAA tournament, these teams, all of these teams that you're going to see today on different ESPN networks, they are so good. They are so good at what they do. They are also so mentally tough and tested throughout the various regular seasons that they went through. It's not surprising that we've seen the momentum flip back and forth as much as we have.
Slow start for Oregon. They lost set one 25-14. They hit 0-26 in that first set, but a turnaround in set two. Nebraska had 6 blocks in set 3 to go up 2-1. Oregon's been hitting at a high clip, but Nebraska showing that grit in that fight. They've scored the last 3 points to bring up a match point. And Allie Batenhorst will try to put it away for the Huskers. Lewis keeps it alive for Oregon.
I love that run. I love that run by Hannah Pukas. Mimi Collier is the sure thing. She's gotten you to this point, but Morgan Lewis is having a phenomenal match. And to trust her in that moment where you have to have it, I think says a lot about Pukas as a setter, trusting her to get it done.
Alec with the kill. We talked about how she's been quiet when it comes to her numbers. You pointed out the little things that she's been doing to help her team. Well, that helps them to another match point.
That's a big thing. A really big thing.
Match point number 2. Maisie Bosiger, the freshman, comes back on the serve here for Nebraska. Kubik with the miss hit, and Oregon has fought off a second match point.
It'll be interesting to see if Nebraska's able to side out here. They are now out of substitutions because we are clearly running long.
Mimi Collier back to serve. Tied at 26. Off fingers, great save. McClellan got there. Oregon scrambling to get set. Nebraska scrambling to stay in the point. Off the block, set back and in. What a point! Point for the Ducks. And they have got their third set point.
Great rally. Great volleyball on both sides. Heads up play by Pukas there to throw it deep into the court over top.
Collier for the set. What a job by Rodriguez to put it in a great spot. Nunneviller's got a chance, but that chance denied. The block by Nebraska.
Great job by Whitney Lonstein. Caitlin Horde being patient here, putting up a really good block, knowing that the ball is going outside to Nunneviller. Huge block.
Lonstein back to serve. Block, Nebraska. Horde in the middle. Match point number 3 for the Huskers.
Horde's in all the action.
Lonstein now serving for the match. hammers it home. You can just sense the tension. You've got players running at each other. Everyone wants to make a play, and it's another match point fought off for Oregon.
Mimi Collier just got roofed on a back row attack. The guts that it takes to take a swing and a rip, coming back right after like that to get the kill, says a lot about the true freshman.
That off the tape, barely saved by Nebraska, and it turns into a point for the Huskers. Kubik with the kill.
Great job by Caitlin Horde getting there in time. Ani Evans, who's now in the front row. Excellent set. So take a look here. If you're Brooke Nunaviller, you've got to know that you've got Ani Evans in front of you blocking this right side because Nebraska's ran out of subs.
Kubik serving for the match. Match point number 4. Battle at the net, and Oregon wins it.
I can't breathe watching this.
So Oregon can still sub. They haven't used their subs yet. Advantage for Oregon right now because, as you mentioned, in the 6-2, we see a setter in the front row.
Yep.
Pukas. Dug out by Murphy. Nunaviller off hands, and Oregon gets the point. Set point number 4 for the Ducks. The service error gives us our 19th tie of this set. We've had 9 lead changes. We're tied at 30. Look at the front row now for Nebraska.
You've got Maisie Bosiger. I don't know if she's going to be the middle blocker. I don't know if she's going to be the outside hitter.
Lewis. It's in. She's done it again. What a game for Morgan Lewis.
And you got to think, if you're Oregon, you got to capitalize. You got to capitalize on the fact that you've got a DS in the front row for Nebraska, an undersized setter in the front row for Nebraska. And if you're Allie Batenhorst, you say, bring it on.
Set point number 5. Dug out. That drops in. And the Ducks survive. And will go to 5. I'm just going to say, this is the very first match.
I can't handle it if it's going to continue like this.
We're just getting started. We only have 2 here in Louisville. This one counts as about 5 right now. Unbelievable. Oregon forcing a 5th set.
Unbelievable swing by Batenhorst, and Nunaviller just gets her body in front of it. And you know what? It doesn't have to be pretty. You just got to advance.
Four sets down here in Louisville. We've been giggling throughout the whole commercial break. It's just been great to watch. You get a 4th set that goes 32-30. Oregon fought off 4 match points to force a 5th and deciding set. And you can see the numbers in that set. Oregon hit 408.
I think that's the epitome of back against the wall. How do you respond?
And really, Nebraska had their backs to the wall, too. As you pointed out, they used up their substitution, so they had players in positions that they were very unfamiliar with, and it just looked like maybe they were going to escape. Anna DeBeer there, and the Louisville Cardinals, talking with her head coach, Danny Busboom-Kelly, as when you're the second team, you got to kind of reset the clock a few times here is when you're going to go on. And now they're just fans. Now they're just watching. Well, there's 2 things. They're fans, and they also want this 5th set to go to like 30-28 if it can.
Are you saying they want their next opponent if they're able to get past Baylor tired?
There is a day off tomorrow, but you can see set 4. We had so many ties in that set. Oregon finally put it away to win it 32-30. Collier with 23 kills for Oregon. Lewis with a season-high 12 for the Ducks. Batenhorst 15. Krause 13. Launstein with 12. A reminder, each team is given a challenge here. So Oregon was working without a challenge throughout that entire fourth set. They have a challenge here. Nebraska is given a challenge. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Importantly for Nebraska here, Katie George, they can do a reset here with their personnel as we head to a 5th set.
And I don't think that they'll run out of subs in a 5th set since it's much shorter, but never say never.
You play to 15 in the 5th set. You win by 2. And we are ready for set 5, a spot in the regional final on the line against the winner of our next game between Louisville and Baylor. I'd love to tell you when that next game is going to begin. We have no clue. Set 5 underway with the Pukas serve. Off the block, point Nebraska to get things going here in set 5. Krause with 14 kills, hitting 300. Kubik back to serve. Good serve. Good diving play by Nuneviller to keep it alive. That goes long, and Oregon's got a point. Brooke Nuneviller, the 5th-year senior, second-team All-American each of the last 2 seasons. Started her career at Oregon as a libero. Moved to the outside, does whatever it takes for this Duck team, including keeping that play alive, and then contact at the net, and a point for Nebraska. Rodriguez puts it into play. Collier off hands, and another kill from Mimi Collier. 24 for Collier. A reminder, her career high came in a 5-setter against USC, 29 this season.
Great swing there, finding the hands of Lindsay Krause there on that right side. Collier has been so much fun to watch this afternoon.
Georgia Murphy serves for Oregon. Tied at 2 in the 5th. Lewis. Point for Oregon.
He's done such a nice job on this right side pin. Out of system set, but just goes deep cross court right on that line.
13 kills for the junior. Sent wide to Batenhorst. Nuneviller kept it alive. Sent deep. Oh, great diving play again by Brooke Nuneviller. And it leads to an Oregon point. We
Great
said
hustle.
She does whatever it takes, and she did on that point.
Sacrificing her body left and right. Great throw by Alec. But Nuneviller's there in time, and Collier finishes it.
3-0 run for Oregon to go up 4-2. Good set. Good kill for Krause.
Really nice job by Nicklin Hames going back to the right side pin here. And watch Krause just work it through right in between the blockers. She finds this tiny, tiny seam, but she's able to get it through for a demonstrative kill.
And a demonstrative reaction afterwards. She'll rotate out. Honey Evans back on. Service error number 5 for Nebraska. Oregon with 13 service errors, so Nebraska's had a big edge in that category, but they're magnified now, no question. We're in set 5. When you talk about the margin of error really shrinking down as we go deeper into this 5th set. Off the antenna, and Oregon is up by 3. Timeout called by Nebraska.
As you get closer and closer to the finish, I do think that you feel the pressure mounting. You get a little bit tighter with every single touch. It's the team that can continue to play confident, loose, and free that has the advantage. And it's so hard to do. I think back to some of the matches that I played in the NCAA tournament, never to this level, but you were so tight thinking, oh my gosh, if I don't put up a perfect set, if I don't put her up in an optimal situation, we're gonna lose. And you can't have that play to lose mindset. You have to play free and do exactly what's gotten you to this point, which is taking big swings, big rips, believing in each other. And I think you're seeing both teams tighten up just a tad with that errant set from Ani Evans. We haven't seen that all match, have we? And then she throws one up into the antenna. Uncharacteristic.
We talked before about in the 5th set, stakes are high, very much so here for Oregon compared to the rest of the season. But when it comes to the 5th set, they've won 6 5-setters. They've won their last 4 5-setters. So when you're in that mindset and you don't want to play with tension, you want to play loose and free.
What you say in this huddle is, we've been here before. Yep. We've done this before. We've been in 5th sets. We know we can prevail. Let's draw on those experiences from the past throughout this season.
How about physically? We are now 2 hours and
both
15 minutes into this match.
First off, you're physically tired because it's just, I mean, we're almost at 3 hours, are we not?
2:50.
Okay. Physically, you're tired. Your jumps are not as high as when we first began. Mentally, you're tired because you have to stay locked in every single play. Emotionally, I mean, look at some of the reactions we've seen after some of these kills and these plays and these efforts. Emotionally, you're tired. Who can oust the other here? Who's got the stamina to outlast the other?
Effective timeout called by Nebraska. 1, to slow down the run, and 2, as we talked about, make the server think about it a little bit. A service error gives a much-needed point to the Huskers. 6-4. Bacon with the kill for Oregon. They get it right back. That's when Oregon's been at their best today, right, Katie? They've been able to side out.
Extremely efficiently, a nice run there. Quick 1 set behind Pukas. Bacon's on it.
Collier to serve. The Oregon lead stretches to 4. The teams will now change ends, change benches. We'll stay right here because Katie George, she talked about the emotional fatigue, the physical fatigue, the mental fatigue. She's just hitting her stride. She's got a lot to get to right here. We're not taking a commercial. Go ahead, Katie. Floor is yours.
I think these teams, you see every person at some point in a deep run in the NCAA tournament is going to be crucial. Carson Bacon didn't start today, but they went to her early. We don't know if she had intentions of playing today, but she got thrown into the fire early.
She was ready.
She was ready. Morgan Lewis. We don't know if she was going to play today. She did not start and got thrown into the fire, and she's been ready. Those two have been great today. Very, very consistent when they've been needed off the bench.
Collier serves with Oregon up by 4 at the changeover. Murphy with the dig. Collier from the back, off hands, another point for Oregon, and it's all Ducks right now. Oregon fought off 4 match points, and when you do that, maybe that emotional and physical and mental fatigue is forgotten a little bit because you get that kind of bump into a 5th set, and we are seeing that bump right now, up by 5. You played a 15 as that one just floats over the net. Pukas goes to Nunneveller. Timeout, Nebraska.
Really nice set by Hannah Pukas all the way to that antenna. Nunneviller's got line if she wants it. She takes it cross court in between the blocks. And right now you can feel Oregon's got the momentum.
4-0 run for the Ducks, go up by 6.
If you're Nebraska, you're having a very calm conversation here. 6 points, if you side out quickly and go on a serving run, is nothing. Certainly been done before.
Starts with 1 point. That's got to be the message here for this Nebraska team that got to the national championship match a season ago. Backs against the wall right now. Down 10-4, playing to 15 here in the 5th set. Louisville and Baylor coming up next. Louisville has won 10 in a row against a Baylor team, very young Baylor team that won 25 matches this year. That's coming up next. Plenty of matches on the schedule today. 16 teams will be brought down to 8. Defending national champions taking on Penn State later today. Florida and Pitt. Pitt's been red hot. Louisville we talked about. And we got it started 11 a.m. Eastern time. 10 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock on the West Coast. And now here we are approaching 2 o'clock in the East in set number 5.
Before we showed you the bracket, did you notice who was being vocal in Nebraska's huddle? Kenzie Knuckles.
Still trying to make an impact even though her season ended with injury, and continuing it from the bench right now. Starts with a stop. That's Nebraska's mindset. Collier has been borderline unstoppable here today. Nothing run for the Ducks. So out of timeouts for Nebraska, they will go to the challenge here, which will double up as you hope that it gets overturned and you can huddle your team up here, get a little bit of timeout late in set number 5. So was there a touch here by Oregon is going to be the question.
I think we'd be looking at
right hand of Hannah Pukas.
Yep.
Does a finger bend back here? Again, touch, no touch, so tough to tell. That's a blown up image from the end zone. Certainly was long, and Pukas very close to the net here. Let's see. We'll rock that one back and forth too to see if there's just a little bit of movement on the finger of the setter for Oregon. Frame by frame. I don't know if we see enough. R2, Wade DuBois taking a lot of time with this one. If the challenge is unsuccessful, the score will hold at 11-4. This is a successful challenge by John Cook. Still a big lead for Oregon, but 10-5 would be the score. And unsurprisingly, maybe our longest challenge. And the call is point Oregon. Challenge unsuccessful. The call stands. Nebraska is out of challenges. Remember, that's where Oregon was throughout that long fourth set. It's 62 points in that set. Collier on a service run. She has served 4 straight points. It's a 5-0 run for Oregon. Can she keep it going? That's off the tape and out, and a point for the Ducks. A 6-0 run for Oregon. Collier with 26 kills and an important service run right here. Battle at the net. That goes out of play, and it's a point for Oregon. A touch by Nebraska.
Hannah Pukas, a front row option here. Takes it behind her head on the dump. Off of Nebraska's block there.
Remember, Nebraska out of challenges. They say it touched Kubik on the way out. Collier's run continues here for Oregon. 13-4 Ducks, 7-0 scoring run. Off the hands, and Nebraska finally ends the run.
Nice swing by Kubik there. Can he get some kind of urgent run here? Nebraska, 6 total errors here in this 5th set that has clearly allowed Oregon to snatch up all the momentum right now.
Bosinger with the serve. Set for Nunneveller. The return to Nunneveller. Drop down. Point Oregon. Match point Ducks.
Great job by Nunneveller. Just feeling that there's a hole right there in the center and drops it in.
First match point for the Ducks. Collier misses on the attack, and Nebraska's still alive. Match point number 2 for Oregon. Hames serving for Nebraska. Pukas looks long. Nunneveller. Back-to-back points for the Huskers. Not done yet. Match point number 3. Ace for the Huskers. With each point, it gets more interesting.
Great serve by Nicklin Hames. Can she keep it going? If you're Oregon, all you have to do is side out, and you're going to the regional finals.
Another good serve by Hames. Pukas looks for Collier. Drop back. Rodriguez dug it out. Off hands. Point Nebraska. 4 straight points. Does Oregon? Yes, they do take a timeout here. Hold on here in Louisville.
Matt Ulmer just wants to talk some things over. With every single point that Nebraska ticks away at, Oregon gets a little bit tighter and tighter and tighter, but they've done an excellent job certainly getting out to such a large lead here. Can you come out and just get 1 point to close the door?
The lead was 14-5 as Nebraska has pulled within 5 as you take a look at the numbers set by set. And Katie just talked about the errors for Nebraska being the key factor in Oregon in set 4 and now in set 5 hitting a very high number. And for the match, the Ducks are hitting a 227 against a team that has limited opponents to 123 hitting all season long.
What a difference here in this 5th set.
A reminder, the Bears and the Cardinals, they've been waiting in the wings for a long time. Well, they've got a front row seat here to watch this match. That will begin 30 minutes after the conclusion of this match, and Nebraska is not ready for this match to be over just yet. 4 straight points. Now match point number 5 for the Ducks. Hames. Pukas. Collier. Dug out by Hames. Might have been heading out. McClellan taking no chances. Nuneviller blocked back, and Nebraska fights off another match point.
Certainly hasn't been the start that Nebraska wanted to this 5th set, but they are the best defensive team in the country from a blocking standpoint, backcourt standpoint. Can they keep it going?
Another good serve by Hames. Nuneviller. Another block by Nebraska. The momentum continues to build here for the Huskers. 6 unanswered points.
Krause all over it there against Nuneviller for another block for Nebraska. 6-0 scoring run.
Pukas, they set the middle, and that does it. Oregon fights off 4 match points in set 4, and they knock off Nebraska in 5 to advance on to the regional final.
What a match. What a match to witness between these 2 great teams.